My name is Ezzaty and I'm going to brief you on humpback whale. Humpback whale is a huge creature that can be found in the sea in all around the world. It is not the largest whale to ever exist, however it can still grow up to 17 or 18 meters long. And it is stated that 50 meters long humpback whale weigh 41,000 kg, and usually female humpback whale is bigger than male. This whale is also famously known for its song, and the song indicates the communication between the whales, and also it serves to attract possible mates. This whale was once faced greatly reduction in numbers in 1980s, and however its population now has been improved since the ban on the commercial whaling has been enforced. And nowadays, the biggest issue that threaten the whale are the accident or collision of the whales with the ship, or an entanglement of the whales in the fishing gear. Migration is the movement of a person or animal from one location to another. Humpback whale is one of the animals that constantly migrate. They are able to travel up to 3,000 miles, and the longest of its migration ever recorded was 11,000 miles. They move between northern feeding grounds and southern breeding grounds. In the summer, there are many humpback whales in high latitude feeding areas, such as in the waters of Alaska, British Columbia, and eastern Russia. The areas produce plenty of food, such as plankton and small fish for the whales to feed on. However, during the winter, they swim to warmer waters closer to the equator around Hawaii, South America, and Africa. The migration of humpback whale is due to the limited of food sources. Their main purpose of migration in winter is to begin their breeding process.
Diet and whale breeding are the most basic explanation for whale migration. During the warm months of the year, whales migrate to cool waters where the food is. When the weather becomes colder and the food scarce, whales will migrate to the warmer water for mating and also breeding. Humpback whales spend their winter months in warm tropical waters to breed and give birth, and travel back to their habitat in the cooler polar waters during summer. Most humpback whales make mammoth journey every year between their feeding and breeding sites. Humpback populations in the northern and southern hemisphere are likely to never encounter each other because of the river season on each side of the equator.
Preparation phase of humpback whale for migration. During their 3 weeks to 2 months migration, humpback whales seldom eat. They live off body fat accumulated before embarking on their journey. Before migrate, they spend their summer feeding in the Southern Ocean, the water around Antarctica. By diving under the density of the food mass and releasing a curtain or spiral of air to attract the krill. They then swim through the center of the net, mouth open until they reach the surface. This is called bubble netting. Their food is a variation from small fish, juvenile salmon, copepods, and krill, a tiny shrimp-like creatures found in great density in the icy waters of the Arctic and Antarctic. And they feed like this, with as many as 12 or more whales in total communication and cooperation with each other.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Mahani binti Othman. So for today's presentation, I will be in charge for the navigation part. So how do the humpback whales navigate? According to Hatton et al. In 2011, the humpback whales will use 2 cues, which is the Earth magnetic field and also the solar orientation, to navigate themselves during migration. Plus, it is said that the humpback whales has magnetite inside their skull, just like dolphin, which this magnetite will help them to respond to the Earth magnetic field and thus help them to locate themselves during migration. Moreover, the migration pathway of the humpback whales is said to be a perfect straight line, with the lowest inclination recorded was only 1 degree. Therefore, these researchers concluded that the 2 cues that are previously mentioned are not strong enough to support the highly precise navigation skills of the humpback whales. Therefore, they assume that the humpback whales might use other cues such as seamounts as a landmark for during their migration. In conclusion, we can conclude that studies on the navigations of the humpback whale is not fully discovered, and hence further research is highly recommended to improve the knowledge on this part. With that, I'm thank you.
Assalamualaikum. I wish to everyone and to our lecturer, Puan Dr. Nadia. So today I'll be sharing with you about the evolution of whale, and I've been doing some research about it's not some random whale, it is specifically the humpback whale and how it evolved. So when we go back to the era where the dinosaur begin to dominate the planet, we can see the pictures of the whale during the era of dinosaur and that we currently have today. It is completely different. Why is that? It is because the natural selection that happened during the era of the dinosaur, for example, the meteorite that fall onto the planet, and it caused the diverse of the species and separated to a many location. And the natural selection happen again at time to times, and it changes the physical of the animal itself at the specific location to why the organism or species changes physical when the natural selection happen. It is because to satisfy the natural selection preferences. The reason is it is because to help the organism to adapt to their environment well, so that they can get their benefits from the nature to to continue living. So that's why now we can see that in our Earth, the species of the whale recorded by the specialists and also the researchers stated that we have 40 plus species of whale, and including the humpback whale. So I think that's all that I could share with you regarding the evolution of the humpback whale. So with that, thank you.